What I'm telling you is going to happen is what you're seeing all across the country. You watch Fox News, I assume? You know, when 1 million people show up in Washington, D.C. because they care about what's going on for the very first time, that is a revolution. We have been running tea parties all over the state, and I have been putting hundreds and hundreds of people in rooms every single day. We have already established an organization of people that's over 1,000 in less than 2 months in order to coordinate the district and to win what needs to be done in November next year. And so my field director is one of your own. How many people know Corey Whalen? Corey Whalen was the president, I think, of this group either last year or the year before, or very actively organized. She is my field director. And what is important is you guys. And I'm going to make a prediction right now, as I've told a few of you, is that in 2012, it is the young that are going to vote against Obama. How many people think that's going to happen? Oh, ye of little faith. And I'll tell you why. When I looked at the national debt clock this morning, the national debt clock was at $11,950 billion. Does anybody know what that means? What that means is that every single American right now, if they had to write a check, would have to write a check to the federal government for $38,000 or $39,000 apiece. Now, since only about 40% of people pay taxes, the amount that a taxpayer has to pay that debt off is $112,000. Now, all your liberal friends who are saying we want free stuff and we want free health care should just reach in their pocketbooks and pull out their checkbook and write a check for $112,000. How many people do you think can do that? Not too many. How many people know, how many people work here full-time? You ever got a job or a part-time job? How many people know how much you gross in your part-time job on a weekly basis? One. How many people know how much you bring home? A lot more. See, most people have no idea what the government's doing to them. You know, and if you honestly look, what you're going to find out as young people is that right off the top, on average, the government takes 40% of your money. And that's just what comes out of your paycheck. Then when you get out in the world and you buy gas, there's 54 cents in taxes in your gas. Governor Patrick's going to try and make it bigger. He wants another 29 or 30 cents. You go to your store and you pay money, you pay what used to be a 5% sales tax, it's now 6.25%. You pay tax on your alcohol, it's hidden in the alcohol price. Well, now you pay a tax on top of the tax because the sales tax applies. If you own a house, you pay real estate taxes. What I'm telling you young people, what your friends and you don't know, is that the government is taxing you to death. And the reason that our national debt is climbing every day into the tens of trillions is because the debt alone that our government pays is $1 trillion a year. So the interest on credit cards is $1 trillion a year. And so without doing anything different, our government debt is going to run up to $22 to $24 trillion without even considering the health care bill, without even considering the cap and trade bill. That's what the liberals don't understand. They think just spend money, it's all pie in the sky. You are here because you are the brightest and the smartest young people in the state of Massachusetts as we speak. Because you're not laying at home on a Saturday at noontime in a coma because you went out. Well, one person has, I saw outside. But for the most part, the Democratic people, the liberals, are laying in bed, and when they get up, they're going to do all the things that they care about, which is play video games and get over their hangovers and do all those kinds of things. But what you're doing is you're here because you're trying to find a way to make a difference, aren't you? You're here because you want to learn about your future. Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to win this race because there's nothing more important in my life than my 2 kids are in college. And when they get out of college, I don't want them to have to write a check for $110,000 to get this country out of trouble. And I don't want to see them continue to lose more than half of their income and have no ability to move forward in their lives. And so the inspiration you guys need to take out of the strength that you carry with you, and you carry strength with you every day, because you guys feel like you're the minority. You feel like you're being oppressed by the other kids in your class who are liberals who say, oh, this is Massachusetts, everybody's a liberal in Massachusetts, everybody's a Democrat. There's something wrong with you guys for standing up for what you believe in. You ever feel anybody feel that way? You know, that's the way it is with the liberal ideology. They try to tell you you have to do things their way instead of letting you do it your way. Remind them that in America, We were built on freedom. We were built on the First Amendment right to say what we believe. We learn through life that we have to respect each other's views and opinions and stand strong on that. And if you really want to find how to debate and argue with your classmates, if you want to get into that argument, just find the facts and give the facts back to them. Write your check for $112,000 and I'll become a Democrat. They want to pay off the debt, I'll become a Democrat. I will, honestly. They want to pay my tax load, I'll become a Democrat. You know, but the truth is, we Republicans stand on conservative values of limiting government, which interferes with our lives. We want to reduce the size of the debt that's killing us individually, and we want to get back to where we were. When I was your age, growing up in Ohio, I didn't have the concerns I have today. The debt was minimal, you know, and we had a good life, and we want to get back to that. Now, I would welcome anyone that would like to join the campaign of anyone. Doesn't matter whether it's mine. You have an opportunity now to do some things that are really historic. When Massachusetts, how many people were encouraged when New Jersey and Virginia went Republican? Everybody. Everybody. New Jersey was the big shocker, right? I went to college at Seton Hall in New Jersey. I got lots of friends in New Jersey. You know, imagine the shockwave when Massachusetts, the bastion of impenetrable liberal democratic control, flips. Just one seat, just 2 seats, doesn't matter how many times. It's got to happen with 1 or 2. If we can get Scott Brown over the hump, that is going to be amazing, because, and he'll tell you about it when hopefully he's coming. I think he's on your schedule. But you do that, and the world's going to change, because the whole country's going to say, if it can be done in Massachusetts, it can be done anywhere. So I think the 3 of us, we're a little different areas of degrees. I've been running now solid for 3 months. My foot is on the throat of John Tyranny like nobody's business. You know, that's the guy who I am going to unseat, and I will beat that man. All right. I know that the other candidates and the other people up here are new. Well, Jeff's not. He's you've been in politics for a while. You didn't tell us how long. He's the seasoned veteran. All right. This is the year of the new people, and so anything we can answer for you. I've been doing this now so solid. I feel like a veteran even though I'm just brand new. So this is your day, and we invite you guys to ask whatever questions you want. So who would like to just get started? I'm going to pick on somebody if you don't. What's on your mind? Just say anything that's on your mind. Go ahead.
In light of the recent Obama administration, of course, the fact that Congress has leaned left, do you think that we as a party, maybe we as Republicans, our roles or responsibilities have altered, being that we're in this backdrop of a liberal Congress and a liberal administration?
Want me to answer that? You can direct it to anybody that you want to. So. Do I think your roles have changed? No, I think your roles have never changed. My own personal view. I think the perception of the Republican Party has changed a little bit. You know, when they did that, I was talking to Ken McKay, who is the chief of staff for Michael Steele, the chairman of the party. He said last year, at the time of the election, they did a telephone survey of people all across the country, and only 20% of people, they call people up on the phone, hey, this is an anonymous call, can I ask you a question? Would you affiliate yourself with the Republican Party? People who could hang up said only 20% said that they would even consider doing it. Because what had happened was you were in a moment of crisis and the economy crashed, and along comes a guy saying, hope and change, hope and change. And so there was a natural outpouring for Obama. That's what happened. It was timing. But that was only 20% were embarrassed to say that they were Republicans. And that was anonymous. They repeated that survey in July of this year. And 61% of the people in this country on that survey, same basic formula, said that they would be proud to consider themselves affiliated with the Republican Party. How many people think Democrats have control in this state and are the majority party? How many people think Republicans are the majority party? How many people think independents are in the majority? Head of the class, smartest people here. The independents in this state comprise about 50% of all registered voters. 50%. They will lean and vote Republican. The only reason they don't is we haven't done a good job putting up candidates. Democrats run unopposed, and that's the way it is. So, does that answer your question?